The clerk warned him not to open the wardrobe. At 1:13 a.m., it started breathing and whispered his name. The room that breathes. No one talked about room 417 anymore. At least, not out loud. The hotel still stood on the edge of Blackwood Highway, tall, narrow, and permanently shadowed by pine trees that blocked the sun even at noon. It was called the Hollow Creek Inn, a place travelers only stopped at when they had no other choice. Like Ethan. His car broke down just after midnight. No signal. No lights on the road. Only fog rolling like a living thing across the asphalt. When he saw the faint yellow glow of the hotel sign flickering in the distance, he felt relief, followed immediately by unease. The lobby smelled old. Not dirty, just aged, like something that had been breathing the same air for decades. A single lamp buzzed behind the front desk. The clerk was an elderly woman with pale eyes and hands that trembled slightly as she wrote. "One room," Ethan said. "Just for the night." She didn't look up. "Fourth floor," she replied. "Room 417. Ethan paused. "Is that okay?" Her pen stopped. For the first time, she met his eyes. "Don't open the wardrobe," she said quietly. "And if you hear breathing, don't answer it." Ethan laughed nervously. "Right. Hotel humor." She slid the key toward him. "There is no humor in this building." The first night. Room 417 looked ordinary. Single bed. Old TV. Beige walls with faint stains that looked almost like handprints if you stared too long. The window faced the forest, where the trees leaned inward, as if listening. Ethan locked the door and dropped his bag. At 1:13 a.m., he heard it. Breathing. Slow. Deep. Not his own. He froze in bed, holding his breath. The sound continued at steady, patient, coming from somewhere close. Too close. He sat up. The wardrobe door across the room trembled slightly. "Don't open it," the clerk had said. The breathing stopped. Then came a whisper, barely louder than air slipping through teeth. "Ethan." His blood turned cold. No one here knew his name. The wardrobe handle moved. Ethan squeezed his eyes shut in a sigh. The history no one prints. The next morning, Ethan went down to the lobby. "Room 417, he said. "What's wrong with it?" The clerk wasn't there. Instead, a middle-aged man cleaned the counter. His smile vanished when he heard the room number. "Fourth floor should be sealed," he muttered. "That room, it doesn't let people leave easily." Ethan leaned closer. "What happened there?" The man hesitated, then spoke quietly. 20 years ago, a man named Thomas Hale stayed in that room for 3 nights. On the 4th morning, staff found the door locked from the inside. When they broke it open, he swallowed. There was no body. Just the wardrobe. Open. And the walls, breathing. Like lungs. Ethan laughed again, but this time it sounded forced. "That's impossible." "Is it?" the man asked. "People still disappear on the 4th night." Ethan felt his stomach drop. "I only stayed 1 night." The man met his gaze. "Did you hear breathing?" Ethan didn't answer. Night 2. Ethan should have left. But the road was still blocked. Fog thicker than before. His car refused to start. At 2:02 a.m., the breathing returned. Closer now. The walls pulsed gently, like something alive beneath the paint. "Ethan," the voice whispered again. "You're in my room." The wardrobe door creaked open, slowly revealing darkness deeper than shadow. Inside, something moved. A shape unfolded, too tall, too thin. Its skin stretched tight, as if borrowed. Its mouth opened wider than humanly possible, inhaling deeply. The room inhaled with it. Ethan screamed. The lights went out. The third knock. He woke up on the floor. Morning light filtered weakly through the window. No damage. No wardrobe open. Just silence. Ethan packed his things immediately. As he reached for the door, there were 3 knocks. Slow. Deliberate. From inside the wardrobe. Last chance, the voice said gently. Trade places. Ethan backed away. No, he whispered. The breathing stopped. The room exhaled at epilogue. Room 417 is still there. Sometime. Part 2-2, What Lies Behind the Wardrobe. Ethan left the room at dawn. He didn't pack carefully. Clothes were shoved into his bag, his hands shaking as if the cold of the night had seeped into his bones. When he opened the door, the hallway felt narrower than before, the carpet darker, damp beneath his shoes, as if it had absorbed something during the night. The elevator didn't work. A paper sign hung crookedly over the buttons. Out of order. He took the stairs. Each step creaked, not loudly, but softly, like something whispering under his weight. By the time he reached the lobby, the old clerk was already there, sitting behind the desk, writing in the same ledger as before. You heard it, she said without looking up. Ethan stopped. You knew, he said. You knew something was in that room. She closed the book. Room 417 doesn't belong to us, she replied. It never did. Ethan swallowed. What is it? The clerk leaned closer, her voice barely above a breath. It's what remains when someone refuses to leave. The story of Room 417. Years ago, before the highway existed, the inn was a boarding house. Long-term guests. Seasonal workers. People running from things. One of them was a man named Caleb Wright. He stayed in room 417 for nearly 7 years. No family. No visitors. Paid in cash. Never checked out. They say he stopped sleeping, the clerk continued. Said if he slept, something else would breathe for him. One winter night, the staff heard sounds coming from his room, ragged breathing, slow and deep, like a lung filling with water. When they broke down the door, they found the bed untouched. Only the wardrobe was open. Empty. But the breathing never stopped. After that, guests who stayed in 417 began reporting the same thing. Breathing that wasn't theirs. Whispers that knew their names. Dreams of being folded into darkness. Some never left. Ethan felt sick. Why didn't you close the room? She looked at him with something close to pity. Because it opens itself. Night 2. Ethan should have left. But his car still wouldn't start. The fog hadn't lifted. The road beyond the trees looked longer than it should have been, as if distance itself was stretching. By evening, the clerk handed him the same key. Stay out of the wardrobe, she said again. It learns faster the second night. Ethan returned to room 417. The room felt warmer now. Too warm. The air pressed against his skin, heavy, moist, like breath. At 12:47 a.m., the breathing returned. Closer than before. Not from the wardrobe. From under the bed. Ethan stood frozen as the mattress dipped slightly, as if someone had sat down. A voice whispered from below. Trade places. The wardrobe door creaked open on its own. Inside, it wasn't empty. It was deep. Far deeper than the room could allow. The breathing grew louder, filling his ears, his chest, his thoughts. Ethan felt his own breath begin to sync with it, slow, deep, obedient. He stumbled back. No, he whispered. The room inhaled. The lights flickered. And for a moment, Ethan saw himself reflected in the wardrobe mirror, not standing, but folded unnaturally, mouth open, chest rising and falling in the dark. He slammed the wardrobe shut. The breathing stopped. The third warning. At sunrise, Ethan went to the front desk. I'm leaving, he said. The clerk nodded. If you can. She opened the ledger and showed him a page. Names. Hundreds of them. Some scratched out. Some written over. Some still bleeding ink. At the bottom of the page, written in fresh handwriting, was his own. Ethan Morrow, room 417. You have until the third night, she said. After that, it doesn't ask. The final night. Ethan barricaded the wardrobe with the chair, the desk, the bed. At 3:17 a.m., the breathing filled the room. The walls pulsed. The ceiling rose and fell. The chair slid across the floor on its own. The wardrobe door bent outward. A hand pressed from inside, stretching the wood, shaping it from within. Your turn, the voice said. I'm tired.